Hello and welcome to the Now Page update for February 2024. I have not made one of these updates obviously for a month, but it's one of those things where I haven't really been making content all this past month or so. With my new job role and just honestly still getting back on track even from last September, I have not been making that much content, and I've also been having to struggle because of my knowledge management system, and I'll get into that in a second. Since I can no longer edit my videos right now, and that's another thing I'll go into in a bit, I'm not going to have any special editing for this video, so no intro or anything like that, but we can just roll the intro and boom, boom, boom. Welcome back. So first off, let me just go ahead and start talking about the issue at hand. DaVinci Resolve is crapping out on me once again. Late last year, I started doing these new interviews, and I kept doing each editing for each one, and it progressively got worse and worse. So the first one, it was James Hicks, and I finished all the editing. I get to the end, I render it, and then all of a sudden I realize the font looks really weird on the names. I need to fix it, and I try to go back in. It just does not let me open up the project whatsoever. So I decided, okay, it's good enough. It's just a little font thing, not a big deal. Gonna live with it. And then the next video was Sebastian Jeffries. I must have closed it or it crashed pretty early on in the editing. I get about like a fourth of the way through, like 40% of the way through, and I'm like basically doing a whole bunch of editing and I lose access. Like the app crashes or I close it, something like that. I try opening it back up, will not work. Now, mind you, I tried running in safe mode, I tried doing run as administrator, I tried exporting and importing the project, copying the project, I reinstalled DaVinci Resolve half a dozen times, while also one of those times going back to an older version. Nothing I did fixed it. I even tried something recently too, where basically I would open up a blank project, then try to open up the project through the menu, and that worked for like 5 minutes, then it crashed. So I tried everything, and what I ended up doing was reinstalling Windows on a brand new SSD. Why is my camera autofocusing so much? It's so annoying. Stop it. So I did the nuclear option. I reinstalled Windows in order to get this to work, and then all of a sudden, okay, it's weird. Then all of a sudden, it still starts messing up on me again this past month. So I'm trying to get these interviews out. I'm already having a hard enough time getting myself the energy to edit because this time of year is really horrible for that. And I finally get to work on this video, and then all of a sudden, it just messes up again. And I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what to do about it because I don't know if I have the money to pay for Adobe Premiere. I tried all the free editors. It just doesn't work. So I'm a little stressed out with that. I don't know what to do with the interviews at the moment. Additionally, as it turns out, Riverside starts having these issues too, where all of a sudden my recording was split into two different projects, or they were out of sync, or my recording for some reason was 2 minutes shorter than the other one because I had started the recording, stopped it a minute or so in because the guest needed to restart. And so the technical issues of Riverside were over and over and over again having issues. And that's just one example. I've had a dozen different examples, and every single time I reach out to the team and try to give them feedback, saying this is broken, this is not working. Like, for example, when I was doing the Magic Editor, at one point the logo kept expanding to full screen or like completely stretched out completely across the screen. It's stupid little bugs, but when I try to reach out to the team, all they do is give me a stupid copy or paste of response from the help articles. I've been a power user since early 2021. I know this tool in and out. I don't need help. I don't need like help in that way. I need you to take my feedback and tell the tech team about it so they can fix it. But no, I'm just getting circle. One of my most recent guests, Amy Woods, I had her on. She has faster internet than I do, mind you, and I have pretty good internet. We both have good computers. For some reason, her side of recording took 58 freaking hours to upload. And that was after 2 hours. The first one uploaded 1 to 2% after 2 hours, which is just completely unacceptable, ridiculous, BS. The help articles, she went to the help article and it said to stop it and re-upload it. Then it took 58 hours to upload the whole video. That makes no sense whatsoever. And so I don't know what's going on with that. I've had a really slow uploads in the past as well, not nearly that long. but issue after issue after issue. Now, for the longest time, I saw myself as a brand partner to Riverside, given the fact that I talked to the founders back in 2020, became a partner really or so back in early 2021. I would share their content, interact with it, and just be a helpful creator to it. I'd even make content around Riverside when I could do it too. And yet, for the last 2 years, I've not heard anything. I've talked to one person on the team. They even helped me make an ad for the team as well, for the tool. When I've tried reaching out to anybody in the company, I just get ignored. I get ghosted. I get just completely disregarded. I get there's probably bigger creators they could be working with, but I'm known as the tool guy. I'm definitely an important creator to work with. And I tried to talk to the creator person and I got ghosted. I got ignored multiple times. Even if there was a simple denial, like, hey, you know what? I know you're a partner before. At this point, it's not really a good match or whatever. Tell me that. But just to ignore me? No. So I'm dropping them as a brand partner. I actually already did, but I dropped them as a brand partner. I'm going to try to stop using them. I tried using Wave Room, but that didn't really quite work out either. But it was stupid. Versus something like Opus Clip, where the brand partners are treated amazingly, get constant updates, constant feedback. When we tell the tech team there's an issue, they work on it immediately. Like, this is night and day kind of when it comes to brand partner experiences. And I hope I can have more partner experiences in the future like Opus. So the other issues that I've been facing is knowledge management. So last year, part of the reason why I got so behind is because the first month I spent on AI stuff on January. This September, I was sick all month. And then I spent about a month throughout the year total, like once at the beginning of summer, once at the end of summer, once towards the end of the year, moving all my stuff to a new content system. So from Notion to Obsidian and the capacities. And while that was worthwhile, and I'm glad I did, I'm not happy with any of those tools. Notion came out with Notion Calendar, and that definitely tempted me to come back. But I'm looking at my Rise Calendar. I like my Rise Calendar. It's good. It's basically the same feature set, and it's not locked into the Notion ecosystem anyways. So it's one of those things too where Notion also just has so many issues with it just being too corporate, too businessy, like too much for groups, not enough for individuals. Capacities, I mean, it's just so frustrating sometimes how poor it loads the databases. It doesn't refresh the database when you make a change. So if you tell it to filter out something, it doesn't always actually load it. You have to go into some other database, come back to that one to get to refresh. It's small stuff like that. Or like if I'm trying to click into a text box, I have to do it 2 or 3 times to actually get into the text box. Otherwise, it just types out wherever you were last time. And then another thing is my internet has been acting up. Right now, I'm seeing my Google Home finally reconnect. I'm doing the video version of this Now Page update because I couldn't actually write out the written one. Nope, the internet's gone still because the internet's out again for no reason. I'm spending a lot of this first part of this video ranting because it's just so frustrating. I'm having one thing after another. Internet issues, tool issues, knowledge management issues. And it's like I can't focus on anything else. Not to mention I do have a job to work on too. So I had to do my job. And at the very least, I feel like I've been good at that. I've always had a pretty good work ethic, and I wish I could apply that more so to PolyInnovator, but at least with the Opus job, I'm doing that stuff that I need to do. But like, I missed my blog post this morning. For some reason, even though I remembered on the 2nd or 3rd and on the 1st, I didn't do this Now Page update till the 5th. And hopefully it'll come out today, but like, it's one of those things where I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload this video if my internet's not back up. And the internet company literally did nothing when it came out and said they were going to come back in a week and see what happens. Like, that's not helpful. If it had issues for the last 5 years, fix it. Okay, that's what's been going on. What's coming up is that I'm obsessed with finding a new knowledge management tool. Acrium has just been broken every time I used it. As much as I really love it, I really want to try to use it. It just does not work. It just physically does not work. I can't load anything into it, and when I do, it's only local version. I need the cloud. Well, I don't need the cloud. I want the cloud so I can sync it with my phone. And it's more private than it is like Notion is, for example. So it's one of those things where some of these tools have some features, some of them don't. I would like to have task management and calendar built into it too. It's just one of those things where finding an all-in-one tool is so hard. And someone told me I'm not going to find it. That's fine. I don't mind having the calendar as a separate thing, but I want my stuff to actually show up on the calendar too. It may be time to go back to Notion. I don't know. I really don't want to because it was not ideal, but maybe I can and figure it out that way. Other than that, I have a lot of great content coming if I can get myself to do it. I'm also on the cusp of finishing finally the season 6 of the Polycast. The only reason why I haven't finished it yet is because of the video editor problems. I haven't been able to actually edit the interviews, and that's kind of a key point when it comes to getting these out. So I'm hoping that I can get a video editor here soon so I can finish those interviews, finish the content creator interviews, and kind of take a break for a while. I have one scheduled for halfway through this month with Alex, and I think that's going to be really fun. And so that's actually just like 10 days away, honestly. That's going to be great. But beyond that, I might stop doing interviews entirely because I have way too much to deal with right now. I have not made a single really solo video besides Now Page updates for the last 8 months. It's insane. Like, I'm a YouTuber and I'm not making any YouTube videos. Obviously, I'm making interviews and I'm making these Now Page updates. So I'm doing something. But my whole channel has not had any of the quote-unquote main content for a while. My blog has been hit or miss. I haven't made any Poly Pro posts. I'm behind, and I need to get started doing the actual work that I need to get stuff done to make progress. So I'm hoping that'll work. And then next I'm doing more on the swimming book and that kind of thing. So, all right. Well, thank you.